Car racing games are a very exciting genre, one that usually pushes both our pockets and our hardware in equal measure. Now, can I enjoy them from the couch and without spending a lot of money in expensive wheel and pedal setups? Sure we can. Follow me on this video and I'll let you know which titles are better for that. There are some games that I excluded while making my selection. Games that just use wheels and don't really work on a gamepad. As of today, it's not possible to use driving wheels or pedal setups on the cloud. All hardcore sims like ACC, Assetto Corsa Competizione, iRacing, and R Factor 2 that require a driving wheel won't allow you to play an even field with other players if you use a gamepad. You might hear otherwise, but trust me, I saw some people playing ACC on a gamepad, and I tried. And tried. And really tried. It is impossible to become consistent in this game without a proper driving wheel. Which is fine, as it's not designed to do that. It's an amazing simulator, just a terrible game for cloud gaming. I also excluded very specialized games, such as Euro or American Truck Simulator, or Snow Runner, or futuristic titles such as Redout. They are very cool games, but not something I would call a car racing game. And finally, I excluded games that are on early access or with unsolved technical problems. And yes, I'm looking at you, Dakar Desert Rally. With this in mind, I've divided my recommendations in 3 sections: arcade racers, rally games, and traditional racing simcades. I'll start with this one. If you're looking for some arcade action, you will most probably enjoy this game. I'm not a huge fan of this Fast and Furious-like action racing, but if that's your cup of tea, this is your game. It gives you an overdose of what you will expect from this kind of game. Super tuned cars, flashy visuals with lots of neon, destructible environments, progress bars all over the place, and very arcadey and forgiving handling. The goal is to build up the reputation of your character, which allows you to buy better parts or cars while you compete in races around the city, both day and nighttime. If you do it by night, you will have to avoid the cops, which puts a fun twist onto the whole thing. I got a bit annoyed at the beginning by how much the game keeps on sending lots of different notifications your way for the first couple of hours, instead of just having a short tutorial and be gone with it. This being said, the game is quite fun for a while. It's just not my cup of tea. It's available on GeForce Now, Boosteroid and Game Pass. I'm going to mention another option here though, especially if you are on Game Pass. Take a look at Forza Horizon 5 as well. I don't own it right now, but I played it a few times on Game Pass. It's a similar type of game as Need for Speed in the sense that it's mostly an arcade game and oriented towards using different cars, but it's actually much bigger and the environments are more varied as well as the car types. And it has a few things of a Simcade, but in essence it's still very arcadey and forgiving. It looks fantastic and it's a lot of fun too. It's available on GeForce Now and Game Pass. Okay, so for rally games, I will start with Dirt Rally 2.0, which is the oldest one. It appeared in 2019, but it has been the standard for rally games since then. It doesn't mean it's perfect, but definitely a very complete and enjoyable game. It still has amazing graphics and sounds, and the car behavior is very interesting. I'm sure it's very enjoyable with the driving wheel too, but the gamepad works well here. The only thing is the game is quite hard, and I noticed the individual tracks or sections are pretty long, which can get a bit tiresome and nerve-wracking. On the cloud, it's only available on Boosteroid as part of their install and play games. The other rally option is the much more recent WRC generations, the last one of the Nakon saga of WRC games, before EA and Codemasters got the IP back. And here, you are going to read lots and lots of comments from sim racer enthusiasts destroying the game and explaining why it's so bad compared to Dirt Rally 2, etc, etc. Truth is, the racing community is one of the harshest I've ever seen, and as soon as a game releases with some issues that affect popular driving wheel brands, or they are missing some very specific options, or they're just not happy with the driving model, the community runs to destroy a game. It's a very elitist community, and they don't have a lot of patience. I feel gaming should keep a more positive attitude, but to each one its own, I guess. This is still a very nice rally game, with great graphics and perfectly playable on our gamepads. And actually it's my favorite rally game right now. WRC Generations is currently playable on GeForce Now and Amazon Luna. This one is my main choice as a regular racing game that you can enjoy on the cloud. In fact, if you want to play a circuit-based racing game that isn't an arcade with real tracks on the cloud, this is probably your best ticket. The game isn't about having a 100% realistic driving model. In other words, it's more of a Simcade than a hardcore simulator. But this being said, it offers a lot of realistic tracks and cars, and on a gamepad, it's the best driving bar none that I've experienced. To me, it's very interesting because it lives on that line between hardcore sims and arcade sims, and is a direct competition to Sony's Gran Turismo saga. Much of the vitriol the game receives online comes from people expecting a full-blown simulation, and when it doesn't match something like ACC, then they vent on the game. The truth is, it's an amazing racing game for casual players, with a great variety of cars, incredible visuals, and active multiplayer races if you are interested in that. Sure, the AI could be much better. Some of the career races are not the most exciting, and the progress system is very awkward, which frankly, in my opinion, this is true for almost all racing games that are not sims. I'm not sure why companies don't just release racing games with no limitations or things to unlock. The more a racing game is a sandbox for cars, and has less limits, the better it feels on the players. But again, I've played quite a lot Forza Motorsport, and it's a very successful game. You can play it on GeForce Now and Boosteroid, and it's also part of Game Pass. With the F1 series of games, I have a problem recommending them. As a gamer, I know EA are just releasing pretty much the same game every year with very slight changes and adding silly microtransactions into it. F1 24 is not a bad game, and if you are a Formula 1 fan, it's still your best bet on the cloud, as you can play it on Boosteroid, but again, I really don't like how the brand is being handled by EA. It's not even a year since it got released, and as I record this video, it's already at an 85% discount on Steam, which should give you something to think about. And that's about it. Those are my car racing recommendations on the cloud right now. Whether you want an arcade racer, a rally game, or a racing circuit simcade to play on your gamepad from your couch, you should be well covered with this selection. I hope this was interesting. If it was, feel free to click like and subscribe. But even if you don't, thanks for watching, and enjoy your gaming in a relaxed setting.